Agusto Co believes that the future of Nigeria's CNG industry hinges on its ability to overcome entrenched structural barriers by adopting global best practices, localizing manufacturing, and fostering public-private collaboration. A report by the ratings agency highlights the industry as a cornerstone of Nigeria's energy transition if its potential is fully unlocked. Adedotun Adesanya, the Corporate and Municipal Ratings Analyst at Agusto Co, joins me now to unpack this report. Thank you so much for your time on today, and quite a lot when you look at your report covers many angles here. Now, I'd like you to speak on the key message here and what makes this moment pivotal for Nigeria's CNG industry.
Thank you for having me. Nigeria has the largest proven natural gas reserves in Africa, estimated about 208 trillion cubic feet. And yet, historically, we've underutilized this abundant resource base while relying heavily on petrol and diesel for our energy needs. So the renewed push for CNG is all about harnessing that natural advantage to build a more cleaner and more resilient energy economy. And also the removal of fuel subsidy, petrol subsidy, rather in 2023 has also made this push for CNG more urgent, with CNG offering up to 74% cost savings when you compare per kilometer when you compare it with petrol. So those are some of the key insights that we've gathered based on our analysis.
Yeah, but you also talk about some entrenched structural challenges, and I'd like you to speak to some of the most critical bottlenecks facing the sector.
All right. So despite the compelling economic case for CNG, adoption is still quite limited, mainly due to two factors. And one of them is the high upfront cost of conversion. In Nigeria today, it will cost you about 900,000 to 1.5 million naira, depending on your vehicle type, to convert from petrol to CNG. And that's quite substantial for a lot of Nigerians if you look at the impact of inflationary pressures on disposable income. Another critical issue is infrastructure. CNG infrastructure is still quite limited because the industry is still developing. As at the first quarter of 2025, we had about 27 mother stations in Nigeria. Mother stations are where the natural gas feedstock is being converted to CNG, and we only have just 27 of them. And also about 63 refueling points in Nigeria. And if we compare that to the thousands of petrol stations that we have across the country, we see that a lot of work still needs to be done. Then if you now add to all of that, challenges related to safety with isolated incidents of poorly installed kits or the use of substandard equipment by unlicensed operators has also sort of affected, slowed down adoption of CNG.
Definitely quite a lot still needs to be done to make that, to get up that adoption trajectory. But yes, we're also looking at the cost advantage here. 230 compared to the 891 or more or less 900 that we're paying for petrol today. And is it a case of strong or entrenched behavioral habits here in Nigeria? Is that what you think is holding back adoption? I'd love to get your take on that.
Okay, so CNG...
There's a very compelling case for cost here to switch.
Exactly. So like I mentioned, despite the compelling case to switch, there's still a bit of concerns regarding safety of CNG. A lot of Nigerians continue to have concerns about whether the switch is worthwhile, especially if you look at the initial cost of conversion. But the government has actually done a lot, particularly through initiatives like the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, which aims to convert at least 1 million vehicles by 2027. And government has also stepped up efforts to also advise the general public to visit certified conversion centers. We now have about 242 of them in Nigeria compared to just 7 in 2023. So government is also doing a lot to sensitize the general public about some of these benefits, the cost benefit, and also providing free kits to commercial operators to ensure that they are able to convert to CNG.
Yeah, but when you look at national rollout and some of the challenges there, you would see that there's some sort of imbalance when you look at the infrastructure. There's a gap there. You see quite more in the south-south and in the southwest. But when you look across the country, there's that imbalance there. What needs to be done to solve this problem?
So that imbalance is as a result of Nigeria's limited pipeline infrastructure. So majority of our pipeline, 5,000 kilometers of gas pipeline, are located within the south-south and southwest region. And also, it is much more costly to transfer CNG over kilometers of 250 to 300 kilometers. So it is very, very important that the refueling stations are closer to the mother stations. So a lot still needs to be done in terms of developing the infrastructure, particularly the Ajaokuta to Kano pipeline. If the government can step up efforts to complete that pipeline, that will actually foster adoption. And also in terms of providing access to finance for private motorists to be able to maybe convert now and pay later.
Let's look at the issue of policy, and also examining the presidential initiative a bit more keenly. Do you think there's some certain tweaks that could help move the needle here?
Yes, there are, because the main aim of that initiative was to use CNG because of the cost savings to reduce the overall transport cost. But what we've gathered from engaging with stakeholders is that some of the commercial operators that actually benefited from the subsidized or free conversion kits have actually not transferred those benefits to the commuters. So we know that the government has started enforcing it, trying to get the beneficiaries of the free kit to also lower the cost of transportation so that the general public can also feel benefit from it, feel the impact of the cost savings from CNG.
But finally, very quickly, how then do you think we can fast-track the path to the target set for 2027? So
a lot needs to be done. First, there is need to localize the production of the kits. At the moment, we rely on importation to get all the necessary equipment for CNG. But if the government can, I know they are doing a lot regarding import duty waivers, VAT waivers, but assessing those waivers is still quite challenging for a lot of operators. And also, the government can also consider maybe tax holidays for companies looking to invest in developing that local capacity so that at the end of the day, we are able to reduce the cost of conversion if we are able to localize the production of those kits.
No doubt. Thank you so much for your time. Adedotun Adesanya, Corporate and Municipal Ratings Analyst at Agusto Co.